All right, so today you want to get out your notes packet. We are doing solving equations using addition and subtraction day 1, homework number 400, chapter 4.1, page 128 from the textbook. It starts, two equations are equivalent equations when they have the same solutions. So equivalent equations mean that both sides of the equation are equal to each other, like 5 equals 5. The addition and subtraction properties of equality can be used to produce equivalent equations. So here's some examples. So these are the definitions from the book, and we're going to look at these. So the addition property of equality says when you're adding the same number to each side of an equation, produces an equivalent equation. So if A equals B, then A plus C equals B plus C. So as long as you add the same number to both sides of the equation, they are still equal to each other. Same thing with subtraction. When you subtract the same number from both sides of the equation, they're still going to be equal to each other. So here's some examples from the textbook. So you can see here they have x minus 5 equals negative 1. And what they do to get rid of the minus 5 is they add 5 to both sides because you're trying to get this letter all by itself. So you get rid of the minus 5 by adding 5. So negative 1 plus 5 is 4. Whereas down here, you have your variable z. To get rid of plus 3 over 2, they subtract 3 over 2. So 1/2 minus 3 over 2 equals negative 1. All right, so let's turn the page in our notes. And let's go ahead, and I want you to try to solve this problem. The first thing I recommend is you circle the variable term. The variable term is the x. And you want to get rid of anything on the same side as the variable. So we want to get rid of that minus 5. So to undo minus 5, we are going to go plus 5. And whatever you do to one side of the equation, you have to do to the other side of the equation. And we're combining our like terms. So the x just comes down. The minus 5 and plus 5, they cancel each other out. The equal sign comes down. And now we got to go negative 2 plus 5. Now, if you're not very good with integers, take your calculator, and you're going to hit negative 2 plus 5. If when you hit negative 2, it says answer minus 2, you're hitting the minus sign instead of the negative. The negative is below the 3. So type in negative 2 plus 5, and you should end up with 3. Now, at any time I'm going too fast for you, you're able to pause the video and work it out and then kind of see if you get what we get. All right, let's look at the next one. M plus 6 equals 5. So if you circle the variable term, m, we need to get rid of the plus 6. So instead of adding 6, we subtract 6. So you're doing the opposite. And you got to do that to both sides, so we put a minus 6 on the other side. The m comes down. The plus 6 and minus 6 cancel each other out. I bring down my equal sign. And then 5 minus 6. So on the calculator, you hit 5, then you hit minus, and then you hit 6. 5 minus 6 is negative 1. So if you didn't get negative 1 on the calculator, you're hitting something wrong. So go back and see what you're doing wrong. 5 minus 6. All right, let's look at the next one. So on this one, it says 10 equals x minus 7. Now be careful. If you circle your variable term, that's the x. So you're not going to get rid of the 10. The 10 is not on the same side as the x. Do you see how the x, what's on the same side as the x for the equal sign? It's the -7. So we have to get rid of the -7 by adding 7. If you try to move the 10, you're going to get a wrong answer. So now we go 10 plus 7, that's 17, equals x. And the -7 and +7, they cancel each other out because they're opposites. Now you can rewrite that with the x first. So x equals 17. So again, make sure you circle your variable term, and you have to get rid of whatever's next to the variable term. So let's go ahead and look at the next one. So you gotta turn your page. So we have m plus 13.2 equals 10.4. So I circle my variable term, and I have to get rid of the plus 13.2. So I go minus 13.2, and I go minus 13.2. Now, if you have a calculator, this one's a lot easier. We get m equals, so on the calculator, you would type in 10.4 minus 13.2. If you don't have a calculator, you got to rewrite this so that the number, that the bigger absolute value goes on top. So you have to go negative 13.2 on top, and then the 10.4 underneath. Then you have to go, oh, they're different signs, so I got to subtract, and I got to borrow. So the 3 becomes a 2, and the 2 becomes a 12. You get 8, the decimal comes down, we get 2, and there's more negatives. But if you did it on a calculator and you went 10.4 minus 13.2, it tells you it's negative 2.8. So my recommendation is use a calculator, or you'll have to pause the video and work the problem out and then hit play and see if you got it right. Let's try the next one. What's the first thing you do? Circle the variable term. So we got to get rid of minus 4.28. So we go plus 4.28. And we go plus 4.28. So we get k equals, because these cancel. So on the calculator, you have to hit negative 12.8. Make sure you're hitting the negative, not minus. So negative 12.8 plus 4.28. So again, negative 12.8 plus 4.28, you should end up with negative 8.52. Again, I recommend you try these out on the calculator, because if you can't type it in and get this answer, you're doing something wrong. All right, let's try the next one. So circle the variable term, x. We have to get rid of the minus 5/6. So we add 5/6. So we add 5/6. So to do fractions in the calculator, you're going to hit the -1 and then the fraction button, which is the n over the d button, and then put the 6. So you have -1/6. Then you have to hit the cursor button, that big oval in the yellow or white, depending on your calculator. And you move it over and hit plus 5/6. So you're going to do -1/6 plus 5/6. And when you hit equals, it'll simplify it and do everything for you. You should end up with 2/3. If you ended up with 4/6, you didn't simplify or use a calculator. You have to take out a 2. And that's how you get the 2/3. All right, turn the page. Almost done. The variable term is the x. And get rid of the plus 7/10 by going minus 7/10. Minus 7/10. So we get x equals, so you're going to go 1/10 minus 7/10. So do that in the calculator. 1/10 minus 7/10. And it'll simplify and do everything for you. You should end up with -3/5. If you didn't get that, you might not have simplified if you got -6/10. If you forgot the negative sign. So there's a bunch of mistakes you can make, but with a calculator, it's pretty easy. 1/10 minus 7/10. All right, the last one. Our variable term is the x. Now we got to get rid of -4/5 by adding 4/5. So I add 4/5. So the nice thing is with the calculator, we don't have to worry about common denominator. We don't have to worry about simplifying or anything like that because it'll do it for us. But to do a mixed number in the calculator, there's a few ways to do it. One way to do it is hit the green second button. So hit the green second and then hit the fraction button. And you'll notice it'll put the 3 boxes so you can do a mixed number. So you type in -2, use the cursor button, and then 1/4, and then the cursor button. So you have -2 and 1/4, and then you're just going to go plus 4/5. And then you hit the enter button, and you get an improper fraction. You get -29/20. Now, let me show you how to change that to a mixed number with your calculator. So, if you already have that number in there, just hit the green second button, and then hit the button to the right of the fraction button. And it puts this like little fraction thing and a U and another fraction. And then you just hit enter, and it will change it to a mixed number. So then on the screen, you should have -1 and 9/20. That's what x equals. Now, big ideas should take both of those answers, but I just wanted to show you how to do that. If you wanted to change that back to an improper fraction, you could hit the second button again and hit the button to the right of the fraction again and hit enter, and it'll change it back to -29/20. So just trying to show you how to do a few different things with the calculator. So what you're going to do is go ahead, and on the next page in your packet is where the homework is. You're going to go ahead and start working out problems on your homework. So we are doing homework number 400. Work it out on the paper and then put your answers in the computer. Wednesday, we're going to be having this thing called a homework quiz, where you're going to have to take answers off of your homework paper and put them into the computer. So make sure you don't get rid of these packets either.